They just renewed Rachel Maddow at some $25 million a year. And you know what? The guy who kind of mentored her, who kind of made her into what she is today. Do you remember this guy, Keith Olbermann? Keith Olbermann. Okay, for the kids out there, let me give you a little snippet so you know where I'm coming from.
On a special Tuesday edition of the Countdown podcast, the Hunter Biden pardon is not about anything Hunter Biden did in the past or in the distant past. It was about what Donald Trump and his cult of scumbags intended to do to Hunter Biden and to everybody else in the future. This was about beating Trump in a way that hurt Trump and all of the lunatics he wanted in charge of his asylum.
Okay. So you get the picture. You see how he fostered along and treated as a protege his little Rachel Maddow, who then went on to dominate. Rachel Maddow, followed by the guy that looks just like her. You can't even tell them apart. Oh my gosh. And what do you know? It's like we got multiple Rachel Maddows now that all were given birth to courtesy of that guy, the granddaddy of them all, Keith Olbermann. Well, Keith Olbermann and Rachel are now in this little teeny tiny little cat fight. Of course, she's not scratching back, but he's angry. He's really, really angry because somebody wrote on Twitter, this would actually be a guy who's like a professor of journalism, and they're so clueless, right? Totally clueless. They're not even in on the news cycle. They have no idea that Rachel just signed for $25 million. This guy, Jeff Jarvis, he writes, troubling. MSNBC might have to change its identity. Will lose ties to NBC News operation, have to move, could be an acquisition target, stay the F away, Sinclair, Murdoch, Musk, Springer, etc. Or maybe Rachel Maddow should leave and build a new operation. Oh, he thinks she should leave, but of course, he's a journalism professor of some sort, or journalism critic, I believe, Jarvis, of some sort. And Keith Olbermann has an interesting response. He says, you idiot, she just re-signed. She just re-signed for $25 million. And then here's the dagger. If you think she'd do anything for principle, I'll light a candle for you. In other words, she's an opportunist too. And she doesn't care, I guess, that her ratings are going down. She just signed for, $5 million less, but $25 million. I don't know what they're thinking. I really don't know what they're thinking. But you know what? It's a really good idea, Brian Roberts, to get the HELL away from this network. Get away from it as fast as you can, because it's only going to bring you more and more headaches. I mean, when Rachel cannot beat Bob's Burgers on Adult Swim, I don't think there's a whole lot of hope. So this is an article that was in Yahoo News, and the guy's writing about how things are not so great over at MSNBC right now. Quote, rumors are swirling about a spinoff. Oh, the spinoff's happening. I mean, these are no longer rumors, buddy, okay? The company came out and announced it. It's confirmed. This is a company that's getting spun off, complete with CNBC and Oxygen, which was an Oprah thing, and Sci-Fi. Oh, they get the whole shebang, except for Bravo. That's going to stay with the mothership. Both fans and coworkers have a lot to say publicly about Morning Joe hosts Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski sitting down with President Trump. And most concerningly of all, there's the ratings, which have been horrible. Horrible since the election. Actually, horrible might be an unfortunate understatement. Rachel Maddow just put her worst ratings into the year. According to The Independent, she lost in the 25-54 demo in two reruns, I should say, of Bob's Burgers on Adult Swim. Hey, I didn't even know it was reruns, right? So that's pretty bad. Nothing against Bob's Burgers. But, there's a lot of things we'd rather watch than Rachel Maddow. Right? Let's be honest. So the staff is mad. Keith Olbermann, no longer there. He's mad. He's like, she's not going to do you any favors. And I think the staff has finally got onto this too. Not only is Rachel not going to do him any favors, she's going to collect her cool $25 million for working one day a week. But Morning Joe co-hosts, Mika and Joe, they're not going to do you any favors either. In fact, the latest and greatest, this one by Fox News, who of course loves the opportunity to ding MSNBC, let's be honest. Anyway, they write an article here saying that they're cowardice, they're opportunists, according to one person who works there. So this is what they're telling Fox News Digital. They're not surprised. They find it disgusting, but frankly unsurprising. Well, I'm glad you're not surprised because, we could have told you this was coming. They are opportunists. In fact, I would say, like, if anyone's actually going to survive all this, it might actually just be Mika and Joe. Rachel, too, to a certain extent. I think she's for sure a survivor. And hey, it's only one show a week. She'll have to figure out a way to turn the ratings around. But look, Joe and Mika went down to Mar-a-Lago for a reason. They want to be part of the club. They want to be one of the cool kids. And right now, they're hardly one of the cool kids. In fact, nobody's even watching them. So everybody's nervous now. Everybody's like, okay, is Elon Musk coming in? What is he going to do? What does it mean for us? Could he actually buy the thing? We're going to get to that in a second. First, a shout out to our friends over at American Heart for Gold. You can save up to $15,000 in free silver right now. You know I'm a big believer in diversification, and part of the diversification strategy in my own portfolio includes investing in gold. So you can call our friends at American Heart for Gold, or you can text my name. Just text Trish, Trish, to 65532. The number's 1-844-495-1115, or go to Trish Loves Gold, trishlovesgold.com, again, for up to $15,000 in free silver, everyone. So you get the cool kids there over at MSNBC, no longer the cool kids, I should say. They're like the kids that you don't even want to go near. They're like the pariahs in the lunchroom, right? That are just, they smell and they they haven't showered in a while. Actually, the funny thing is, they used to look like they smelled. Did you notice how Joe Scarborough is like suddenly in a suit and tie after having been in a hoodie for so long? He's like trying to spiff it up because he is, as he tells you, after all, a white Southern male conservative. It's like, yeah, I mistook you for Tucker, right? Oh boy. So they get a lot of work to do. And they're saying, okay, like what happens if Elon comes in? Well, we're fired. Right? Elon would get rid of them. I mean, the first one that would go would be Joy. Let's be honest. Joy Reid would be the first. She's actually a liability for the network. She should be fired right now. Brian Roberts, if he's smart, will get rid of her because you don't want the baggage, especially going into a spinoff where this would be a separately traded company. You just don't want that headache.